Our daughter's name was Taylor Page. She passed away when she was 5 months old and 3 days from SIDS.
Our son's name is Henry Adams, and he was 8 months old.
My baby's name is Violet Grace Wright. She would be 15 months now.
It was a beautiful Sunday morning. She went down for her nap, and it wasn't abnormal for her to sleep 3 hours. So when I went in to get her and I found a lovey over her face, I even at that point just said, "Oh, silly girl," and pulled it off, and then I realized that something was wrong.
I had just gone to the grocery store and gotten home and just sat down on the couch when Katie went in and found her.
He was at a babysitter's house, and he went down for his morning nap, and he didn't wake up.
Henry was our first child. He was just the perfect baby. He was put down on his belly for his nap. It was the first week at the sitter's house. We'd never put him on his belly before. And I've, since researched it and learned that when babies who are not normally put on their belly and then are put on their belly to sleep, the odds of it happening increases tremendously.
My daughter, Violet Grace, was asleep with her dad. I was at work, and I got a phone call that she wasn't breathing, and she had passed away. They had laid down for a nap. She was on his arm, no blanket. He woke up and saw that she wasn't breathing.
Well, we really just try to be the best parents we can for our 2 children now, Cade, who is 6, and Addison, who is 2. And in the spring, around the time that she passed, every year we do a charity 5K run through the streets of Arcadia that we get about 1,000 people at each year. And we've raised over $850,000 that goes towards SIDS research.
It's a wonderful event, and it's become a great place, not just to remember Taylor, but other families who have experienced what we have and what they've gone through as well. I visited her gravesite a lot, and he would feel bad that he wouldn't do that as much, but his way of talking to her was going for a run and talking to her in the mountains. So we just, again, respected kind of the way that we each dealt with it.
We honor Henry's life through random acts of kindness. We have made up cards with his picture and a little note on it. Here's one of our kindness cards, and on the back it just has his name and his birthday and his death date. It says, "This random act of kindness is done in loving memory of our beautiful son. We carry him in our hearts."
On her birthday, we had just the 3 of us had a little party, and we did balloons and a cake, and I also have gotten a tattoo in her name.
A lot of different people will watch your child, so make sure you're also educating them, and don't be afraid to speak up with caregivers, with grandparents. They come from different generations, and the rules are always changing. The rules that were around when Taylor was born 9 years ago are different than our 2-year-old that we have now.
Other parents, I would encourage you, no matter how experienced you think the babysitter is, the child care center, tell them. Just there's nothing, there's no downside to saying, "My baby sleeps on their back."
We had a saying that we would feel guilty after it happened if we would smile or laugh. And I said to her one morning, I'm like, when we smiled, she smiled. And I know that she would want us to be happy.
I do things that bring me joy or brought me joy in the past. I'm around family, I'm around friends. I teach. And I take time for myself, cry when I need to cry, laugh when I need to laugh, yell when I need to yell.
I think a big thing that is helpful is people are so afraid of death and to talk about death, and especially children dying. And when people say his name or say, hey, I was thinking of Henry today, or I saw this and it made me think of Henry, it is the greatest thing in the world.
I think you make it through that first year and just kind of take it step by step. The first year is the hardest, every holiday and every birthday, and it gets easier, it never goes away. I still to this day, I see any little 9-year-old and I think that that's where she should be. I know automatically. But I think it's just breathing and finding joy in the things that are around you, whether it's other children or friends and family. But lean on people. Don't ever try and do it yourself.
Always, always practice the ABCs of safe sleep.
The ABCs of safe sleep are
Always alone.
On the back.
And in a crib.